Hello children, welcome to the class. Hope you all are fit and fine at your home. Children, today we will read the remaining part of the chapter Bipin Chaudhary's Lapse of Memory. As I have told you that today I will reveal the secret of this lesson, but before revealing the secret, let's have a quick recap of part 1 and 2. In part 1 and 2, we have seen that there are three main characters. One, that is Bipin Chaudhary himself, and Bipin Chaudhary was working in a big farm at a very responsible post. One day he encountered with Parimal Ghosh, who had recognized Bipin Chaudhary, but Bipin Chaudhary refused to identify him. Parimal Ghosh, as a proof, he narrated the incident of Ranchi trip, and he also disclosed the intimate details of his Bipin Chaudhary's family, like his wife, his children, and about his brother. Bipin Chaudhary tried very hard, but he could not recall the incident. Then Parimal Ghosh even told about Mr. Dinesh Mukherjee, who was in Ranchi at the same time. So, when Bipin Chaudhary could not recall the incident, then he decided to call Dinesh Mukherjee to inquire about the incident. And to his surprise, Dinesh Mukherjee validated about the incident. And Bipin Babu's meeting with Parimal Ghosh left Bipin Babu very anxious, and he could not concentrate or focused on his job. He became restless. Now we will see the third part and fourth part of this story. So students, look at your book or on the screen. So Bipin Chaudhary's Lapse of Memory part 3. After lunchtime, Bipin Babu realized that he could not possibly carry on sitting at his desk and working. This had never happened in the 25 years he had been with the farm. He had a reputation for being a tireless, conscientious worker, but today his head was in a whirl. Back home at 2:30, Bipin Babu lay down in bed and tried to gather his wits together. He knew that it was possible to lose one's memory through an injury in the head, but he didn't know of a single instance of someone remembering everything except one particular incident, and a fairly recent and significant one at that. He had always wanted to go to Ranchi. To have gone there, done things, and not to remember was something utterly impossible. At 7:30, Bipin Babu's servant came and announced, "Chuni Babu, sir," said, "it's very important." Bipin Babu knew what Chuni had come for. Chunilal had been at his school with him. He had been having a rough time lately and had been coming to see him about a job. Bipin Babu knew it was not possible to do anything for him, and in fact told him so. But Chuni kept keeping up like a bad pen. Bipin Babu sent word that not only was it not possible for him to see Chuni now, but not in several weeks. But as soon as the servants stepped down of the room, it struck Bipin Babu that Chuni might remember something about the 58 trip. There was no harm in asking him. Bipin Babu hurried down the stairs and into the living room. Chuni was about to leave, but seeing Bipin Babu appear, he turned round hopefully. Bipin Babu didn't beat about the bush. Listen, Chuni, I want to ask you something. You have a good memory and you have been seeing me off and on for a long time. Just throw your mind back and tell me, did I go to Ranchi in 58? Chuni said, 58. It must have been 58, or was it 59? You are sure that I did go to Ranchi? Chuni's look of amazement was not unmixed with worry. Do you mean you have doubts about having gone at all? Did I go? Do you remember clearly? Chuni sat down on the sofa, fixed Bipin Babu with a long, hard stare and said, Bipin, have you taken to drug or something? As far as I know, you had a clean record where such things were concerned. I know that old friendships don't mean much to you, but at least you had a good memory. You can't really mean that you have forgotten about the Ranchi trip. Bipin Babu had to run away from Chuni's incredulous stare. Do you remember what my last job was? Asked Chunilal. Of course, you worked in a travel agency. You remember that you don't remember that it was I who fixed up your railway booking for Ranchi. I went to the station to see you off. One of the fan in your compartment was not working. I got an electrician to fix it. Have you forgotten everything? Whatever is the matter with you, you don't look too well, you know. Bipin Babu sighed and shook his head. I have been working too hard, he said at last. That must be the reason. Must see about consulting a specialist. Doubtless it was Bipin's condition which made Chunila leave about without mentioning anything about a job. See what happened here? Here one more character, that is Chunilal. Now who was Chunilal? Chunilal was Bipin Chaudhary's childhood friend. He was passing through some financial straits, so he went to Bipin Chaudhary with a request to get him a job. He went to see him several times, but Bipin Chaudhary couldn't help him much, and he clearly said that he could not do anything about this matter. And when that day Chunilal went to meet him with a request for help, Bipin Babu refused to meet him. Then suddenly Bipin Chaudhary that Chunilal might have remembered something about Ranchi trip, so he inquired Chunilal about the Ranchi trip. Again, to his surprise, Chunilal validated about the incident. He also said that he is the man who booked railway ticket for Ranchi. Now, Bipin Chaudhary wondered whether he really had gone to Ranchi or something had wrong with his brain. Now, next para. Paresh Chanda was a young physician with a pair of bright eyes and a sharp nose. He became thoughtful when he heard about Bipin Babu's symptoms. Look, Dr. Chanda, said Bipin Babu desperately. You must cure me of this horrible illness. I can't tell you how it's affecting my work. Dr. Chanda shook his head. You know what, Mr. Chaudhary, he said, I have never had to deal with a case such as yours. Frankly, this is quite outside my field of experience, but I have one suggestion. I don't know if it will work, but it's worth a try. It can do no harm. Bipin Chaudhary leaned forward anxiously. As far as I can make out, said Dr. Chanda, and I think you are the same opinion, you must have been to Ranchi. But due to some unknown reason, the entire episode has slipped out of your mind. What I suggest is that you go to Ranchi once again. The sight of the place may remind you of your trip. This is not impossible. More than that I cannot do at the moment. I am prescribing a nerve tonic and a tranquilizer. Sleep is essential or the symptoms will get more pronounced. Bipin Babu felt somewhat better the next morning. After breakfast, he rang up his office, gave some instructions and then procured a first-class ticket for Ranchi for the same evening. See, when Bipin Chaudhary was passing through this tension, now he was sure that something had wrong with his brain. So he decided to call a physician. So he called Dr. Paresh Chandra. Here another character, Dr. Paresh Chanda. Now he called Dr. Paresh Chanda and he gave him a remedy. He advised him to visit Ranchi again. Now he said that visit Ranchi and the places again, and it might help him to remind him about the trip of 58. So next morning he went to Ranchi. Now part 4. Getting off the train at Ranchi next morning, he realized at once that he had never been there before. He came out of the station, took a taxi and drove around the town for a while. He realized that the streets, the buildings, the hotels, the bazaars, the Morabadi hills, with none of these had he the slightest acquaintance. Would a trip to the Hudro Falls help? He didn't believe so. But at the same time, he didn't wish to leave with the feeling that he hadn't tried enough. So he arranged for a car and left for Hudro in the afternoon. At 5 o'clock the same afternoon in Hudro, two Gujarati gentlemen from a group of picnickers discovered Bipin Babu lying unconscious beside a boulder. When he came round, the first thing Bipin said was, "I am finished. There's no hope left." Next morning, Bipin Babu was back in Calcutta. He realized that there was truly no hope for him. Soon he would lose everything. His will to work, his confidence, his ability, his balance of mind. Was he going to end up in the asylum yet? Bipin Babu couldn't think any more. Back home, he rang up Dr. Chanda and asked him to come over. Then after a shower, he got into the bed and an ice bath clamped on his head. Just then the servant brought him a letter which someone had left in the letter box, a greenish envelope with his name in the red ink on it. When he reached Ranchi, he tried to recall the incident, but he could not. He visited all the places in Ranchi, but he could not recall or recollect anything. He could not recall anything about the incident. And at Hudro Fall, he fell unconsciously and two Gujarati men helped him. Next morning, he returned to Calcutta and now he was very upset. Next morning, Bipin Babu returned to Calcutta. Now he realized that there was truly no hope for him, and very soon he would lose his memory and he was going to end up his life in the asylum. So he called the doctor again. Now when he was passing through this tension, his servant brought him a letter, and next about the name it said urgent and confidential. In spite of his condition, Bipin Babu had a feeling that he ought to go through the letter. He tore open the envelope and took out of the letter. This is what he read. Dear Bipin, I had no idea that affluence would bring about the kind of change in you and that it has done. Was it so difficult for you to help out an old friend down on his luck? I have no money, so my resources are limited. What I have is imagination, a part of which I used in retribution of your unfeeling behavior. Well, you will be all right again now. A novel I have written is being considered by a publisher. If he likes it enough, it will see me through the next few months. Yours, Chunilal. When Dr. Chanda came, Bipin Babu said, I am fine. It all came back as soon as I got off the train at Ranchi. A unique case, said Dr. Chanda. I shall certainly write about it in a medical journal. The reason why I sent for you, said Bipin Babu, is that I have a pain in the hip from a fall I had in Ranchi. If you could prescribe a painkiller. So, see, when the servant brought him a letter, and the letter was written by Chunilal. It was written by Chunilal, and in which he confessed that he was the mastermind behind the Ranchi trip incident, and he done it to take revenge from Bipin Babu for not helping him in need. When the truth was revealed, Bipin Babu felt relaxed. Now he was feeling better. As the doctor came, he lied to the doctor that as he reached the Ranchi, he remembered everything. And the doctor expressed surprised. He said he would write this case in the medical journal. So, have you seen how Bipin Babu is very cleverly tricked by Chunilal? He mentally harassed Bipin Babu for not helping him in his trouble. As he didn't get necessary help from Bipin Babu, so he played this trick. It means Bipin Babu didn't lose his mind. So students, hope you enjoyed the lesson. Now student, let's see some meaning of words. Like carry on. Carry on means continue. Here carry on means continue. Reputation. Reputation means you can say a good name or fame. Good name or fame. Okay. Conscientious. Conscientious means very careful and correct. Like Bipin Babu was very conscientious workers. Conscientious. Careful and correct. Incredulous. Here incredulous means unbelievable. Incredulous means unbelievable. Unbelievable. Desperately, hopelessly. Without hope. Hopelessly. Tranquilizer. Here tranquilizer is a medicine which given to a patient to reduce the stress. So you can say the tranquilizer or medicine to reduce stress. Medicine to reduce stress. Procured. Procured, it means to get something with a little difficulty. Here procured means got, but with a little difficulty. Okay. Now acquaintance. Acquaintance means familiar with. Acquaintance means familiar with. Last one, in retribution of. As a punishment. In retribution of means as a punishment for. Okay, student, so carry on means to continue. Reputation, good name or fame. Conscientious, careful and correct. And incredulous, unbelievable. Desperately, hopelessly. Tranquilizer, a medicine to reduce stress. Procured, got with a little difficulty. Acquaintance, familiar with. In retribution of. As a punishment for. Now we will see some textual exercises. Students, look at these sentences. He had to buy at least 5 books in a week. Here he had to buy means Bipin Chaudhary. Bipin Chaudhary had to buy at least 5 books in a week. It means Bipin Chaudhary, it is important for Bipin Chaudhary to buy at least 5 books for a week. Now Bipin had to ask Chuni to leave. It's necessary or important for him to ask Chuni to leave the place. In these two sentences, had to shows the necessity and importance. It means he had no other choice. Isn't it? So we can say that had to is used to show importance, necessity or compulsion. You can say compulsion. He had no other choice, so he had to buy at least 5 books. He had no other choice, so he had to ask Chunilal to leave the place. Okay, like this you can also use have to and has to. Have to and has to is used. This also used to show importance or necessity or compulsion of any work. Okay, now you can also use this two also with has to and have to, has to and had to. But one thing you have to remember that have to and has to is used in present and future tense. Okay, and past tense of have to and has to is had to. Okay, but before using in sentence, one should know where to use have, has, have and has. Where to use have? I, you, we, they. After this you can use have, like I have, you have, they have and we have. And has, it's used he, she and it. After he, she and it we should use has. It means we can use he, she. After he, she and it we can use has. And have and has, have to and has to we can use this in present and future tense, and for past for this two is had. For have and has the past form is had. Now we will do a exercise. See, fill in the blanks below using had to, have to and has to. First one, I dash cut my hair every month. So what we should write? I have to cut my hair every month. We dash go for swimming lesson last year. The sentence is in past form. So we should use we had to go for swimming lesson last year. Last week she dash repaired her TV. It's again past form of the word. So we should use last week she had to repair her TV. Next, he is weak in maths. He dash work hard. He is weak in maths. He dash work hard. It means he is weak in maths. He has to work hard. Okay. Next one. Yesterday my scooter was out of order. I dash travel my bus. Yesterday my scooter was out of order. It means telling about the past. So I had to travel by bus. We dash complain to the police about the noise. We have to complain to the police about the noise. Romit dash finished his homework before he could come out to play. Romit had to finish his homework before he could come out to play. Last one. I dash repair my cycle yesterday. I had to repair my cycle yesterday. So student, that's the end of the class. So, keep reading and be safe at your home. Thank you.